we are going to demonstrate how to pass a knot on a lower. And as we look at this scenario, there's going to be a time where we're going to need to transfer the load to a release hitch and release take the Maestro out of the system, pass the knot, and then lower the release hitch so that the weight's back onto the Maestro. So in order to do this, we are going to lower until we're about 6 to 8 inches from the knot running into the Maestro. Okay, so we're going to stop here, and then we are going to use our scarab.
We're just adding the sling to our system here. You can get your scarab or your load release below or away from your Maestro. If we were to put the scarab right here, then we would kind of be in the way of each other, and when you try to lock this off by all our wraps and put tension on it, it's going to be right against this Maestro, and it's really kind of a pain to work with both of them. But if we put our scarab below that now, we can tie this off and work with this in one place. We can work with our Maestro in another place, and they're not going to interfere with each other. It's just a simpler way of doing it.
Once you put tension on the load and you commit, you can't go back and add the sling in there later. So you got to think ahead of time.
Yep.
Before I start this whole thing, I need to add that sling in there.
Yep. Okay, so now we're going to build our release hitch. We have our rope grab with our rescue sender. And now all we need to do is load our scarabs. Okay. All right, that's tensioned.
So you're going 4 horns and you're doing a soft lock, hard lock. What are you doing there with
I'm just going to do a hard lock just to be safe.
Because it's going to go unattended, is that why?
Correct.
At least hands free. You can be safe.
Can you show me that, please, real quick? Just the scarab and that. Show me how you hard locked it off.
Yep. So after getting all 4 horns, around all 4 horns, then what we do is we just make a simple twist of each rope and you're locked off.
Can you undo the scarab one more time and show me that first horn?
Yep.
Of what, that's important, is to get that first horn right, because everything else kind of follows it.
Yep.
So show me.
So as we come in, what we want to make sure we do is we take it through the scarab and then we take the back of it and load it to one of the front horns.
Okay.
I personally like to have to load on the inside first, just so then I have the freedom to move on the outside here.
This is all about friction.
It's all about friction.
One rule of thumb you might think of is your first horn that you lock on the scarab is always toward the load. So our load's down here, you wrap the front. You don't want to be wrapping above the first time. You wrap the front because that's where the load is, and you're pinching this against the load.
That's good advice.
Okay, so now the goal of getting this knot past the Maestro now is we need to put the weight of the system onto our release hitch. So what I'm going to do is allow the load to drop just a little bit, and now the load is on our release hitch. So now what I can do is I can take out the Maestro, make sure that I get the knot past. Do our pull test again, looks good. Make sure we're locked off there. And now we need to transfer the weight of the system back onto the Maestro. And by doing that, we're going to release our scarab. So now I'm just going to continue to do that until the weight is back onto the Maestro, which it is now. Take off our rescue sender. And now we can continue with the lower.